Pastry chef. That's what I am. But before the crisp white coat and the toque, before the gleaming professional kitchens and the meticulously plated desserts, I was just a kid in my grandmother's kitchen, covered in a fine dusting of flour. My earliest memories aren't of grand occasions or fancy restaurants, but of the warm, sweet-smelling heart of our home, where baking wasn't just about making food. It was about making memories. It was the thread that stitched our family together, a delicious, tangible expression of love that transcended words. The kitchen was our sanctuary, a place where generations converged. I remember standing on a wobbly stool, my small hands trying to mimic the graceful, practiced movements of my grandmother as she kneaded dough. The rhythmic push and pull, the soft pliancy of the dough beneath my fingers, it was a language all its own. She didn't just teach me recipes, she taught me patience. She taught me that some things can't be rushed, that the magic happens in the waiting, the slow, patient rise of a loaf of bread, the gradual transformation of simple ingredients into something extraordinary. My mother would be there too, expertly creaming butter and sugar, her laughter filling the space between the hum of the mixer and the clatter of measuring spoons. Each of us had a role, a purpose. We were a team, united by a single, delicious goal. Baking became our family's ritual, marking the passage of time and the celebration of life's milestones. Birthdays were synonymous with my mother's legendary chocolate cake, a towering creation of dark, moist layers and rich, fudgy frosting. Its arrival was more anticipated than any gift. Christmas wasn't Christmas without the marathon of cookie baking. We'd spend an entire weekend rolling out gingerbread men, piping intricate designs on sugar cookies, and pressing our thumbs into buttery shortbread filled with jam. The house would fill with the scent of cinnamon, ginger, and melting chocolate, an aroma that, to this day, I associate with pure, unadulterated joy. These weren't just treats. They were traditions, edible heirlooms passed down through the years, each batch infused with the stories and laughter of the last. More than the celebrations, it was the quiet, everyday moments that solidified the bond. A rainy Saturday afternoon would become an impromptu spoon-making session. The simple act of measuring flour, cracking eggs, and stirring a batter together was a form of communication. It was in these moments that conversations flowed freely. Worries were shared over a bowl of cookie dough, dreams were whispered while waiting for a cake to cool. The kitchen was a safe space, a judgment-free zone where the gentle, repetitive tasks of baking allowed us to open our hearts. Sharing a warm, freshly baked muffin, straight from the tin, was an act of comfort and care, a way of saying, "I'm here for you," without needing the words. It taught me that nourishment isn't just about feeding the body, but also about feeding the soul. Now, as a professional pastry chef, my world is one of precision, technique, and high standards. My days are a whirlwind of ganaches, mousses, and meringues. Yet, at the core of everything I create is the echo of my family's kitchen. Every time I fold a delicate batter or shape a rustic loaf, I am channeling the lessons learned at my grandmother's side. The passion that drives me to perfect a new dessert is the same passion that was ignited by the simple joy of baking with my mother. Baking is my profession, but it is also my heritage. It's the legacy of love, patience, and togetherness that was gifted to me, one spoonful of sugar, one cup of flour at a time. It's a reminder that the most exquisite creations are often born from the simplest of ingredients: family, tradition, and a whole lot of heart. That is the true recipe, the one that truly matters.